Welcome back to Hanging Out with Blowers with me, Magus Relationship Director James West, and the nation's favourite cricket commentator, Henry Blofeld. Hello, Henry.
My dear old thing, good day to you.
Good day to you too. Henry, we've previously spoken about your career on TMS and what you've been doing post-TMS. But today, with my wealth management hat on, I would like to talk to you about finance and money.
Oh Lord, that's two subjects that I know less about them than anything else in the world. That's why you're my right arm, if you see what I mean.
Excellent. You need to answer these questions the right way then, please, or I'm in lots of trouble with my bosses.
Well, I mean, I'll do my best, but you may have to put answers into my mouth for me.
I'll see what I can do. So, Henry, talking about money, how would you describe what you were like with money and finance?
Oh, chaotic, hopeless. I should never be allowed anything. I mean, my wife does everything she can not to allow me to put notes in my pocket because I lose them. I'm a great loser of money, of pulling handkerchiefs out, and money comes with it, and I don't realize. I'm totally irresponsible. I always buy silly things. I also am one of these mad people that find saving particularly difficult. When I see, not when I see, but if ever I see a black figure or figure in black at the end of my bank account, I think, well, how can I spend that? And I've always been wildly extravagant, and this is part of my nature, I'm afraid. And it makes me sound hopeless, doesn't it? But as I say, James, that's why you and Magus are so crucial to my life, because you do your best to keep me on the straight and narrow, but I can promise you already that you're fighting a losing battle.
No comment, Your Honour. No comment.
That was lucky, wasn't it?
So you're definitely a spender and not a saver, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, good heavens! Yeah, I see things, love them. I mean, I'm not a massive spender. I don't covet really. I don't go and buy Rolls Royces. I mean, I've never had enough money to do that. But I mean, I walk through. I mean, I collect things like secondhand books and cricket memorabilia and other memorabilia. And if I see things that I really get fascinated, and I can't resist, I can't stop myself buying them and spending too much money. But it's not a huge amount of money, but it's more than I should spend, you know. And I'm not very good news on that front, I'm afraid.
Well, I was going to talk about your memorabilia because I've had the privilege of being in your houses before and seeing some of the amazing things that you've collected over the years. What possessions are dear to your heart?
Well, I'll tell you a little story actually that has just happened to me, and this is going to be something that is lovely. Two things. I had an email 2 weeks before Christmas from a lovely lady who told me that her father had died last year, sadly, and he had inherited from his uncle 6 new silver tankards, which had on them the crest of Ranjit Singh, the Indian prince who played for England in the 1890s, played for England for 15 years, between 1890 and 2005, that sort of thing, and became the Jamsar, which is an equivalent to the Maharaja of Nawanaga. And this lady's father had been left them by his uncle, who had been gone out to India as a young man when Ranji inherited the title and really went back to India after his cricket career. This was before the First War. And he was Ranji's right-hand man. And he stayed with Ranji until he died in the 1930s. And then went on doing the job with his successor. And when he retired, eventually old age got the better of him and he came home, they found these 6 silver tankards, which Ranjit Singh had made for him and had taken out to India, but had never used. And they were given to him. And this chap left it to his nephew, who was my friend, or my friend's father. And her father loved listening to Test Match Special, and would left instructions when he died that 2 of these lovely silver tankards should be given to me. And she wrote to me before Christmas saying they are here. And sadly, because of lockdown, they're down. This is also rather amusing. She lives at Hamble. Well, now Hamble is Hambledon, that part of the world. It's also looking out on the HMS Mercury, the training ship, which was run by the great C.B. Fry, the famous cricketer and athlete who won the long jump world record in the early 1900s. And C.B. Fry was a great friend of Ranjit Singhji. They both played cricket for Sussex, and they used to go down there and bowl at each other in the nets, more or less outside her windows. I mean, I haven't been down there, so I don't know how close it is. But it's rather a lovely story, isn't it? And these tankards are going to come along, and they will take pride of place in my collection. But don't you think that's lovely?
What a lovely email to receive, Henry, a few weeks before Christmas.
Well, wasn't it nice? And I mean, we've been corresponded frequently since. And I'm really very excited about that. But my other things, I mean, I've sold a number of things rather stupidly. I had a cane of Ranjit Singhji, which he used when he was up at Cambridge as his walking, it was a Malacca cane. It was lovely. And that went. And I had also a cane of Charlie Chaplin's, which also went. And when I decided I was wanted to buy something else, and so did, and that one went. I've been a great collector of Arthur Mailey, the Australian leg spinner, extraordinary character. I met him when I was very young. He played for Australia between 1920 and 26, took 99 test wickets, and was not only a terrific humorist, was a wonderful cartoonist. And I've got something like 70 or 80 of his drawings. They're all in Spain, actually, at the moment, where I could keep them. And I just got another one the other day, which was wonderful. Arthur Mailey drew some wonderful books. I mean, picture books of cricketers, and wonderfully funny. And in them, I'm telling the story wrong. I bought the Arthur Mayleys that John Arlott had in his collection. John, of course, died in the 90s. And in it was the drawing, the pencil drawing, that sort of size, a big, big postcard that he drew of John Arlott, which is absolutely wonderful.
Wow. And
I really am thrilled with that. And so that's a great sort of a great plus. Otherwise, I have a book with the signature of Vernon Royal, who played in the 3rd Test match that was ever played. He went out on a tour to Australia. VJS Royal, I think he was, played for Lancashire. That's fun. And I've got lots and lots of little things. I'm looking around the little sitting room here while talking to you, and I can see I've got also a walking stick with a silver ring round the top, which was would belong to P.G. Woodhouse. And that's rather a lovely story. I'm passionate about Woodhouse. I read everything he ever wrote. And I think I have anyway. I really do. I think I'm almost word perfect. And Edward Caslett, who runs the Woodhouse Society, and was actually, his mother was Woodhouse's stepdaughter, Leonora. And Woodhouse retired to a house called Remsenburg in Long Island, in New York, in America. And it was a biggish house, and he used to go endless walks. And if he went out of the front door, he would go up to the little local town. And if he went to out of the back door, he would go to the country. And Guy Bolton, with whom he wrote many musicals and plays together, used to go, also retired to the same neighborhood, and used to go and walk with him. And he, being rather younger and rather fitter, when they got to the back door and found that Woodhouse had left his walking stick at the front door, Guy Bolton had to go and get it, and it was quite a walk. So he decided one Christmas that he would give Woodhouse a backdoor walking stick, and the backdoor walking stick is the one I've got, which was presented to me on air on the One Show about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I remember
So, that's a great memento. And I mean, looking around the room, and also I've got lots of things in bits and pieces in Jersey, but they're rather fun, and and I love them.
It sounds like they could do a whole series of the Antiques Roadshow just in your living room, Henry.
Well, I think I think it would be the Trivia Roadshow probably. But I mean, they make an old man very happy, put it that way. And I love it, and all the old books and things, and I find that one of the great things about lockdown, I said, was reading. I've just been reading lots and lots of biographies, sort of famous people. I mean, I just read a wonderful biography of Nancy Mitford by Selina Hastings, and goodness me, it's an extraordinary story. And I'm reading all the Graham Greens again, some of which I've never read, and that's fun. And of course, John le Carré, who died just the other day, and I knew John le Carré a bit, and I always told him I was his greatest failure, because when I was at school at Eton, John was a beak there and taught me German, and he failed completely, and I always said I was his only total failure in life, and we always had a big giggle. But goodness me, I mean, he was very much in the line, wasn't he, of sort of John Buck and Graham Greene, and then John le Carré. I mean, a wonderful writer, and also a writer who made such a business of really having a go at the society we live in today. And he was never at ease really with this. Well, fascinating, great stuff. And I mean, of course, most of all, the George Smiley books, which were Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Smiley's People, and The Honourable Schoolboy, which I think were the three great. The greatest of all was The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, wasn't it? Which was the one that really set him on the road. And fun enough, I've got a pristine copy of that, signed by him as John le Carré, and also as David Cornwall, which was his real name. John le Carré was a pen name. So that's, I've got lots of bits and pieces. They're all rather fun. And they all bring back great memories. When I look at pictures on the wall, and you can't see it now, but in this room, I've got quite a big picture of Lewis Cage, the famous thing in about 1750, with the old bat, as it was then, cricket bat, and the two stumps and the one big bail. And they bring back memories of where I got it from and all that sort of thing. So terrific. Wow. And I'm a great one for nostalgia and the past, and I love it all.
Wow, a real Aladdin's cave. Henry, thank you so much for your time today. We will be sharing a series of chats with Henry over the coming weeks to help you get through the day. So look out for more in our series of Hanging Out with Blowers.